I would like to share a little bit of my past with you, which is part of what motivated me to write the book. Walt Jaworski, who was a scout, lived up in Tennessee. Walt spent 4 hours in the film room at the University of North Alabama and walked out and said, you know, Robert, you've got good hands and you've got, you obviously can block and you're willing to catch in a crowd. You know, we'll be in touch. And then the Cowboys came to town after the draft, offered me a contract. When I get to training camp, I truly am number 20 on a depth chart of 20. That was led by Drew Pearson. I had heard that the only way I would make the team was to become a special teams player. So I went up to one of the defensive coaches for that afternoon and said, what can I do? And they said, well, we want you to get over here, line up, and try to block the punt. I said, not a problem. Well, they hiked the first ball, and I went around the right end and literally was in Danny's face before he could, turn around. And Landry looks over at Mike Ditka and says, what happened here? So the defensive coaches kind of got into this and pushed him and said, block it again. So I lined up the middle, and I literally leapt over the center and was in Danny's face. And then Ditka said things that I cannot repeat here. And I will tell you that for the Houston game, I was starting on the special teams, as a free agent or as a rookie, and ultimately ended up getting to hold for extra points and field goals. The book is entitled Steele Here, An Underdog's Secret to Success. And the reason for the name, Landry calls roll every night at 6 p.m., and he would call Stahlback, and Stahlback would always say, present. And I said, here. One night, Landry called the roll, Stahlback, present, Steele, here. And before Landry could call the next name, Drew Pearson in the back of the room says, Steele, here? Why are you still here? So it has been fun to write. It is about life, and it is about salesmanship. It is about dreaming big dreams. It is about setting goals and accomplishing goals and setting additional goals. And that's what really I try to talk about when I give talks like this. I believe that most salespeople make a mistake, and they think about themselves and their presentations as being just that, an encounter with someone. I actually command or demand that they look at every encounter as a Super Bowl commercial. When I am coaching a salesperson, I am asking them, what is your Super Bowl commercial? What is worthy of gaining attention from someone so that you can turn them from a no into a yes? It is what you are passionate about. It's what you're willing to invest time in. It's what you're willing to convince people that you have an answer to their problem. You're not just selling a solution hoping that they have that problem. You're actually selling something that they truly need. Right after getting out of ball, I go into the insurance business. So I go into a coffee house, and I'm sitting there having coffee, getting ready to go into a bank and have my first, one of my first few sales meetings. Guy looks over and says, Robert, what's it like going from a business where everybody wants to talk to you to a business where nobody wants to talk to you? I went to work for a little company called Ingenix, which is owned by United Healthcare. My boss was the CEO, Richard Anderson, who's now the CEO of a little company called Delta Airlines. Richard said, I need you to go out and build relationships with all of the Blue Cross plans in the Southeast. Bob Gretchen was the former CEO of Blue Cross North Carolina. He stood at a podium of all the Blue Cross plans and said, do not buy from that evil empire, United Healthcare, and their subsidiary called Ingenix. Well, long story short, I did convince him to become a client and also convince him to become chairman of the board of my company. So that truly was the hardest sale I ever made. And so as all salespeople know, the first time you hear a no, that's truly just an opportunity till you get to the yes.
When I read in the bulletin that Robert Steele was going to speak, I didn't know who Robert Steele was, but I Googled him, and I found out he was an ex-cowboy. And I said, well, this will be fun. Well, you know what? His message has so much more content than just being an ex-cowboy. It really kind of motivated me, made me think about sales and about making first impressions and how important that is. So it was a great message. I'm going to go hear him again, and I'd recommend that anybody that's thinking about booking him, sign him up and sign him up quick.